What's up? What's up? This is your host Minato, and welcome to another episode of Mimosas with Minato. So I'm gonna need you to sit back, relax, and let's talk about life. No bottle pop today, y'all. What's up? What's up? Thank you for coming to another episode of Mimosas with Minato. You already know the cast here, but let's introduce ourselves going this way. What's your name?
T-Money.
T-Money. Really? Okay.
Jair _ at Emerald Phoenix _
At Minato, and our new guest.
I'm Michael.
And that's it. Okay. So
Pretty Michael.
Pretty Michael. So basically, I wanted to talk about communication in terms of like everything, interpersonal friendship, and all that, because I won't say it's an issue really lately, but I've had people who express. Oh, it's actually. I could dive into this. Basically, I've had people recently who wanted to date me, talk to me, and get to know me. And based on my past relationships, what I learned about communication is that communication is a must, and some people don't. Some people take communication or the base of communication differently than others. Like this one guy who tried to talk to me, the problem was that I didn't know him. I had a bad perception of him based on our communication. Like, I always thought we met online, and I thought like initially that's what he wanted from me, purely physical, so I didn't want to pursue it any deeper. And he was like, no, I'm a different guy. I'm not like that.
Yeah.
I want to get to know you. And then we joked. One time he finally called me. We talked. We had a good-ass conversation while I was in the park. It was nice. And then he was like, okay, well, I'm going to talk to you now. I'm going to make this more serious. So in the couple of days while I was talking to him, like I'll hit him up. Like if I really like you, I will hit you up almost every day. I will have to at least talk to you once a day.
Right.
And me, it was good morning, good night, when are we chilling? Like you always said you want to take me out, you wanted to get to know me a different way, but you didn't want to link up. So I was like, let's link up. And then he writes me, yo, you're not my man. Stop talking to me like that. So now how am I supposed to internalize that when I'm trying to be the good one to show you that this is me communicating with you? You showed interest, and now I'm showing interest back. And I'm going to take the one to make the steps to say, let's link up. Okay, dude, when you go on a trip, come over. And now you're hitting me with, like, you're not my man's. Why? So,
yeah, that response itself was just from a lack of communication. If he did not want that kind of interaction from you, then he should have communicated that more clearly with you. Like, oh, well, I'm not the kind of guy that really wants to be bothered, like, with morning and good night texts. Like, let's work. He could express whatever he likes.
Do you think that's a thing? Someone really doesn't like good morning and good night text?
I don't know. Does anyone know?
I think that's a bullshit excuse, Like,
I think there's somebody else. That's what I think.
For me, that moment when you first meet someone, you become like just interested in everything about them.
Right.
And you want to spend time together. You want to communicate. And I think like if that falters initially, especially when you're just expressing basic communication, it's just like a red flag. Just run the fuck away. Just run away.
Which I did, because like I said, it was, I want to date you. I want to change your perception of me. Okay, let me try to change my own perspective of you. Let's hang out. And I keep giving you invitations to hang out, and then you're like, you're not my man's. I dead cut that off. But he still like follows me on social media and like watches me. And I even called him out on Snapchat. Like, wow, like who really says I'm not your man's because I'm hitting you up to talk, to get to know you, when you came to me wanting to talk. And now you don't like it that it's being reciprocated. I just feel like sometimes, you know what it is? People want something, especially men when they want something, but once it's given to them, they don't know how to act.
Right.
And I feel like that was one of those moments.
Yeah, in order to effectively communicate, you have to be like sure about what you are wanting to communicate, right? You have to know what you're wanting to say in order to say it. And I think like in our community, a lot of us aren't grounded in ourselves enough to know what to say
Right.
when to say it. You know, so it just shows you like where the person is. You know, like, and it was like a bullet dodged. You know, I'm like, that's a bullet.
That's the bullet.
That dodged itself.
I mean, honestly, like,
Wait. I can't see us, so I have to.
What are you gonna say?
oh no, I was gonna say honestly, I feel like I definitely know I have an issue with articulating myself, especially when I'm in an emotional situation, because I get flustered, I get upset. I mean, based on what it is, you know what I'm saying? If I like somebody and I'm shy about it, it's hard for me to communicate and articulate.
Okay.
If I'm in the situation already, you know, if it's an emotional situation or I feel some type of like digression in it, I do get flustered and I cannot articulate myself. And I feel like that's a big issue. And sometimes I find myself falling into deeper situations than I need to be just because I wasn't articulating myself, you know, like because I'm not communicating the right things. You know, I'm letting situations move me as opposed to me moving the situation, you know? So that's something I'm trying to work on.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. Because I'm like definitely trying to work on my, definitely trying to like work on my communication right now. I do find that sometimes I'm not able to articulate myself or something that I'm trying to get across to somebody in the correct way. Or like it can also seem as if sometimes I come off like a little too flirtatious when I'm not trying to be. So like communication is like a problem for me like all around right now that I'm trying to work on. Yeah. But I feel like it's okay to be shy. It's okay, but I feel like there has to be some type of level of communication. I feel like we're all stuck in teenager communication level when we should be at least basic adult level.
Well, I mean, I think that a big part of why the communication doesn't work is because communication is not just you expressing how you feel, but it's also about listening. So a lot of people don't really know how to listen and actively apply those things that are being spoken about.
I mean, it really is. It's, you know, communication really is based off person to person because everyone does have a different communicative skill. You know, like some people communicate, but they live in aggression. Everything that comes out of their mouth is aggressive. Like I grew up with my mother. My mother's an Aries. And you know, I love my mother to death. She was fun and everything, but yo, when it came to her articulating herself to us, she was so aggressive, like that aggressive, like everything that came out her mouth was aggressive. So I was just like, all right, mommy, I love you, but you know, that was her form of communication. You know what I'm saying? So as an adult, I learned to accept that. You know,
I'm an Aries, and at this point, I just don't talk. You know, like
just do.
You know,
Watch him do.
I've learned that nonverbal communication is just as important, and it takes less energy.
Another vibration.
So that's where I'm at. Like, I'm working on my nonverbal communication, so that I can do less work. You know, like I want you to read me by my presence.
Yeah.
And then take your cue from that.
And you know what's crazy? I feel the opposite. I feel like I've been on some nonverbal for the longest. I've been on some energy shit for the longest. And I feel like people wasn't getting... See, the thing is, I have within myself, but not with people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel the vibe from certain people. I ignore the vibe. You know what I'm saying? Because nonverbal communication is very, very important. You know, sometimes
body language.
I mean, that's a part of it, but like... Body language. But like,
also like energy.
If we talking about vibrational communication, you know what I'm saying?
Just all the forms of nonverbal communication that cause you to not have to explain yourself or not have to ask questions. You know, like being able to read a room, being able to read a partner, so that you can anticipate their
and move a certain way. Yes,
I think that comes with time when you can understand someone's body language. We didn't even get to that round yet. A lot of these people still stuck on phone conversations.
See, I don't think it's time.
Initially, when this dude hit you up, did you felt? You said you had a bad perception of him, which meant that you felt some sort of apprehension.
Yeah, to not want to talk to him, which happened.
Right. So that was him non-verbally communicating to you, and you receiving that communication.
So you're saying he did me like how I did him?
No.
It's just that you were able to understand and feel that this man was no longer.
But you still chose to like engage, you know, even though you already knew what the tea was. So like, you know, that to me like is what it is.
Okay. And then from that experience, it's just like lately I'm just having issues with communication where I've been trying to take the Jahir route of not using apps to communicate and actually meeting people. And then when I do meet them and we talk on the phone, it's just like dies. Like I feel like some people are more willing to talk and be more verbal on the apps than when they finally get your number.
Because they get to
Well,
enforce a fake perception of themselves. You know?
what I will say is that I do meet people in person, but like I don't necessarily give them my number unless I feel that connection. Unless I actually feel that connection, I don't really give out my number for further communication. Because like it's like once you meet them in person, there's face-to-face communication. You can read body language, you can feel energy. All of that is happening, and then from then you can like decide if you want to take it any further or not.
Okay.
But that's the advantage of being in person versus behind a screen.
Of course.
Yeah.
But some of these people seem to talk better behind the screen. And
of course. Yeah, because they have balls behind the screen.
But then another one, and then a week after, it was the next dude who was like, he'll flirt with me, say all these other things. And then I know he's a busy man, and I respect that. If when I know you're busy, I won't try to hit you up as much. But this is the same person where I'll hit him up, he'll say, hey, and then I'm like, how are you doing? Ghost. So it's like, how do you text me and it's not even a minute later, because if you check the feed, it says 7:18, it'll be 7:18, I sent the text. And then you don't hit me the same night, and then he's like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I was busy. Then why'd you hit me up when you were busy?
Right.
Technology is giving us social ADD. We cannot pay attention to people. We can't love people. Remember when bitches could write a letter? Remember that time when letters exist and phone lines? Like, you had to ask your mom to be on the phone because if she missed her call, you be tight, you know? It was a time where if someone called you and you missed it, it was like, oh well.
And weren't your interactions that much more passionate?
Yes. Now you can time a bitch. You can be like, no, at 11, I called you and call me back. No, bitch, that's not how the world works. Everything happens in a manifested way. Like, If I'm supposed to meet you, I'm supposed to bump into you, not because I'm trying to enforce it through my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that's why it's hard for me, and I've never had luck with or on the apps. So I just gave it up. Because I just prefer to meet people organically.
Yeah. See, I'm in the crossroads of that.
I was talking about it.
But also, like, because I even called out this, like, the other dude who, like, started ghosting me. I call him out. I call it out all the time. I'm like, oh, so you're ghosting me now. Oh, you're doing this now. Like, I'll say it. And then then there was one time I was like, so, like, I don't know, man. I don't think I can communicate with you. I don't think this is going to work. And he's like, what you mean? We're just friends. And I'm like, okay, so now we're just friends, even though you express sexual interest in me. Okay, that's fine. But then
maybe he was interested in a sexual friendship.
But we even get to that part. I'm trying to talk to you to set that up, and you not like, you know what I'm saying? There's like ghosting. So it's like, how am we gonna make this work? And then I call you out on it, like, oh, you're ghosting me, and then you're gonna tell me we're just friends. I'm like, I don't ghost my friends. Even, like, if you're gonna friend zone me, be real. Do you ghost friends? Do you ghost on your friends?
That person just has issues with commitment and opening up to people. And
I hate that because why in their profile they're like, oh well, when you're supposed to manifest what you want in the world, then it comes true. But you're not. But you don't preach what you don't. You don't practice what you preach. You want this. You want this communication. You want this man to come in your life. But then here he comes, or at least someone who can show you the way. And then you're gonna ghost him. Oh, am I not that particular person? And you're just waiting for the next one. If that's the case, let me know. And I said that. Let me know where we stand. And I told him, if you want to talk, you hit me up because I hit you up countless of times. And I said, the ball is in your court.
I just think it's disrespectful, unless, someone, like, is very persistent and just not reading your signals. Like, if you're saying no, and they're not reading it, then you ghost them. But I think out of, like,
but he's not saying no. And then I said,
respect.
Yeah, but I said, you're ghosting me. Like, what's up? He was like, oh, what did he say? He's like, you're ghosting me. He's like, if I didn't want to talk to you, I wouldn't respond. But you respond the next day. Unless I hit you up again the next day.
Respect my time.
So it's like, I don't get it. Like, what is this mix match game that you're doing with me? So you're saying we're friends, okay. Now you're saying you won't talk. I'm only talk. I'm interested in you. That's why I'm responding. But it's like you don't want to have a conversation with me. So is it straight up you only talk to me when it's a sexual thingy, or is it like you hit me up when you're ready to get fucked and I'm, that's how I feel. Like I feel like I'm just a dick, and when he's ready, he'll come get fucked. That's how I feel. And
well, no shade. When I was on apps,
it's not an app. We're texting. I have numbers.
You met him on the app.
Yes.
So you broke through from the app. All right. Level
Okay.
2.
Yeah.
The number.
And now we're not even getting past level.
Level up.
Level up. Okay. I used to be on apps just to get slayed. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I was wanting to hook up. Recently, the last person I met on that app is the first person I didn't have sex with right away. And in all honesty, I just don't know how to communicate with him. I don't know. I feel like my being, once again, is the opposite of someone I have met. And I don't know how to communicate through it.
Is it a water sign thing? Y'all don't know how to communicate?
Not even because out of
I know
all
how
the
to
signs,
I still think of
are communicated.
I still think of, that whole situation where I'm trying to ditch homegirl, let me run down the block. Like that was like that's communication. And then we were both like, yo, just be direct, say something.
Okay, so on a side note,
I'm not going to
You gotta explain this story.
we're not gonna call the person out. But
Yeah, we're not gonna
there
call
was
the
a person who was a water sign that was trying to avoid another person and was like, yo, could you guys walk with me? And then the person's behind us calling him, and he's like, I'm gonna be back. He's like, run. And then so we're running. So now when he's running. We're walking away, and he's running away like, okay, let me dart around this corner, and maybe she won't see me. So I'm just like, communicate to her like, girl, we had a great time, but it's time for me to go home.
Communicating.
Time for me to go home.
And it's something simple like that. There's no romantic relations. There's none of that. Like and we both said it. Like, oh, just be real. Like, I feel like even you shouldn't be afraid to talk to your friends about something unless if you're gonna react like that, unless it's because you keep doing this and they know. That's the only way I can think of you responding that way. Because if I don't want to hang out with a friend, I'd be like, girl, it's time for me to go.
No, but he was
How
also
you getting
turned
home?
up, and like I know the individual. Like I said, it's a stunt I would have pulled myself. So if you watch this, it's no
Is this
shade.
a Cancer thing?
I mean,
It's
I
a
feel
water.
like,
Oh, Josh.
No, because he's a Pisces.
Oh,
but
Pisces,
wait,
Cancer.
you could just be a dramatic person.
Yeah, like it was funny. He was turned up and ran around the corner. He was like, "Yo, fuck that bitch."
So you think I'm reading it in too much? And it was just
a little bit?
I know,
but I know. Like that
that's
shit was
so-
funny.
that
Like
sounds
it
so
was
funny
comical.
In that moment, you
Because
remember?
I wouldn't want to be homegirl and you did that to me. Nah,
No, because
she
you
was
remember in
ignorant,
that
though.
moment we said to him like, you should probably just tell her, because we knew that he should have just told her like, I'm going home. Like you could just, but he did it. He just ran from her.
Mind you, it's like Williamsburg, mad deserted. He bust the corner. I know nobody was around the corner.
He's like, I'll be back. Never to return.
Never came back.
What is this? Is this marijuana on the hummus?
No,
That's
that's-
not marijuana
no.
on the hummus. That's
Sage?
spinach and artichoke.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm so done.
It should look like they took some like loud.
It's
like
Spinach and artichoke.
yeah, whatever the seasoning is. But yeah. So we on communication right now, right?
Communication.
Well, here's the situation. I guess where I've fallen to this topic this week. I feel like communication is important, and it's something that I, on the other hand, have been utilizing and has been working to my advantage this week, or just in general. I'm speaking to someone-ish, and we have a lot of personal things going on that could sometimes conflict with spending time or whatever, but we keep a good open line of communication. And I'm a kind of person that's like, if you cancel on me or if you don't show up or if you don't let me know what's going on, like I'm just gonna feel some kind of way.
Yeah, that's me.
And thankfully, he's the kind of person that follows up and checks in and makes sure that everything is going good. And I say because he's a good communicator, we have a good time. And I think it's just important. It's just evidence of the fact that good communication fosters good relationships.
I think good communication comes from maturity, apparently. Shit. This is just rough. Like,
But what's communication with a lack of understanding?
communication without a lack of understanding.
With like the lack of understanding, because we can communicate all day, but if a person is not carrying through an understanding, then that shit is irrelevant. You can communicate all
So you're
day.
saying you're communicating with someone who's not getting the message?
Exactly. Like,
And then that's when you make an adult
like,
decision.
we talk about overstanding.
Either let them know, or I don't like ghosting. I don't like I feel like we're at this age now where people are so quick to cut people off.
I let them know, then I cut them off if there's no change. After
Yeah, I feel like
an
we're so quick
accepted
to
period
cut
of
people off.
time.
I feel like some people we're still young and we're growing, so we're gonna make mistakes. We're still learning this shit as we go on.
But
Sometimes you just gotta let people know.
I respect it. If somebody's like, yo, I'm over it, I respect. But no shade. The age I'm at, 16. like I still have a little childish thing about me where I have faith in friends and the people I love. I blindly love people. I don't know if it's a Pisces thing.
I think
it's a Libra
Like
thing too.
no shade. Like bitch, you can cuss me out today and tomorrow. I always love you at this point.
and I feel like that's true love. That's unconditional love when you can have passionate moments and argue and communicate your at your lowest vibration with someone
Listen.
else, and they still be present for you after the fact.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think like that's the work really is like how do you communicate from a place of pain and still feel heard and still love the person.
What I will say is I have enough understanding to understand when a person doesn't understand. Because some
So walk
situations
away.
people don't get
No.
and they can't get
I
it.
give people benefit of the doubt, and I'm gonna treat you how I would like to be treated. You're not dumb.
But then I had to realize a lot of, like, not everyone's going to think the way you do. And I had to really realize that and realize, like, okay, so I can't be short with people just because they don't see my perspective or understand my viewpoint.
But also I don't have patience for people's lack of understanding either. And maybe it is an Aries thing. But I spent a lot of time like
Trying to get people.
trying to understand, people that weren't interested in understanding me, much less themselves.
On some roster shit, let's say overstand. 'Cause we ain't
Overstand.
under nothing.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yes. So like I spent a lot of time doing that, and at this point, if I'm prioritizing my own happiness and I'm prioritizing the other person's highest intentions, then I sort of kind of have to be direct and
That's right.
recognize how I feel and then communicate it directly, just to not waste time.
Exactly.
Um,
Don't waste nobody's time.
I feel like that's a part of the growth. Don't.
That's what I'm saying. I try not to waste people's time, and they don't get it. And it's like, and I'm explaining to this person, you're ghosting me. You're doing this to me, and you're still doing it. So now what am I supposed to do? Because I'm letting you know that I'm not comfortable with this. Even if you don't want to see me as this is going further than a relationship and I friend zone you, this is not what I expect from my friends. You're not at the level of friendship where I don't need to speak to you and I know you still love me. You have good friends that you don't have to speak to them, but when you see them, it's yes, it's like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? But that's like years and that's nurturing of a friendship through communication constantly that it happened this way. Because I have my best friend, I don't speak to, I probably speak to him like once a month. Hey, how you doing? What's up? How you been? How's life treating you? Boom, 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 boom. We hang out the next day. Man, let me cap you on my life. Da, 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 you know what I'm saying? With these people that I'm meeting, I have to build a foundation. Even if it doesn't last, I'm very about foundation.
Right.
There has to be some type of ground
I know, yeah.
of something. I can't just, whether it's like, I don't know, maybe if it's a hookup and it's done and the person let me know. But most times, especially nowadays when I'm starting to realize with hookups, people still hit you back up. They still, no one want, like I realize people don't want to keep going to new bodies. They want to find people, keep them in their circle.
It depends where you at in life, though. Because no shade,
Okay.
I was a dirty one. So
When we were all younger, I'm sure we all were just like, I had no heart. When I was young, I was just like, bodies. It's just
Listen,
about
I was
bodies.
I was like,
a virgin maiden, okay?
oh, okay.
chastity belt and all, bitch.
Chastity belt and all. I still got it on.
Yeah. But yeah, like, yeah, I do think that's important where you are in life, because some people, they're in a place where they're young and they just want to be free, or they're in a place, some people are in a place where they're in a dark place and they don't really care about other people or care to communicate effectively, and they're being impulsive.
Okay.
So it's just about, but that's the importance of communication. But like we said also, some people are not mature enough to give verbal communication, so you have to read the nonverbal communication that you're receiving as well.
How do you read nonverbal through text? You can't.
I mean,
can't.
because
I mean-
Yeah, that's what fucks people up.
I feel like you can.
First off, the ghosting
I feel-
shit
I
already
feel like that's
should
the
be
point
like,
of
they
it
don't
being-
have respect for you being in your
All right, and then I
Exactly.
stop hitting them up. And what happens
That's
yesterday?
Cincinnati.
What happens yesterday? What's up? Hey, how are you?
and then
Ghost again.
and
I
then-
was like, what the fuck?
They wanna keep
but
you in
also,
tabs.
like that's
No!
also
I'm backup reserve. Fuck that shit.
that's also like a manipulation tactic
Yes.
that people use to maintain power. So if they keep you missing them, or if they keep you like,
In the loop.
like around, keep you hanging on. Diana said it. Set me free, why don't you, baby? You don't really love me. You just keep me hanging on. Like that's a manipulation tactic. for people that just.
Oh, so I'm being
want you around.
manipulated, and I'm just getting.
You know
straight
what
I
up.
don't know. I don't know the details, but I recognize that pattern.
Yeah.
I recognize that pattern.
Communicating.
That's
I
like-
do. You're ghosting me.
Yeah,
That's
if
like,
you're good, that's how you. How do you read nonverbal communication if they're not responding to your text messages?
and then
Why
I
you
stop
texting
texting them, and then you hit me back up. So I'm supposed to ignore
Unless you
them
go
now.
out your way
What
to
kind
say
of game
this
is that?
mine.
That's
No
what
shit.
that's what people do. Like I have to ignore you so you could give me attention to know I know it's real. I'm giving you attention. I'm an adult. I'm telling you, all right, you don't want to pursue anything. Okay, cool. You want to fuck? All right, I want to still be cool with you if we're just gonna fuck though.
Yeah.
No shit. The dude that I had met, I feel like he be ghosting me with text, but he is interested enough to come and visit me. He'll call me and be like, "Are you home? I'm about to come and smoke a spliff with you." So it's like that's why I say I don't know how to communicate in the moment, only because I don't know what to take from that moment. I'm like,
It's
damn.
what you have to. What do you feel? What do you feel?
Because
Say that.
Jair tells me like I might be wasting the individual's time.
No. Okay, so the reason why I say this is because the guy that he's speaking to has expressed in many ways, subtly and blatantly, that he wants to engage with him sexually. Terrence has also expressed to me, I'm not sure to him, I don't think it's been clear to him, that he's not trying to do that right at the moment. He wants to get to know the guy slowly.
So say that.
It's unintentional.
And I say,
But is that what you really want, or do you want to just get digged down too?
All right, no shame, sis, because you was there. You was
Mhm.
there 2 years ago
Mhm.
when she was on the edge.
I was.
She was on the edge. She was on the edge.
She was on
you
the
know?
edge.
And as fucked up as life was, that was the wildest I was in my whole life. The shit I was doing, how I was living, crazy. So after that, just shutting down, going through shit, being depressed, like no shade. Even now, I've had experiences right now in this now that has let me know that I am not ready to interact with guys on that level.
Okay.
As much as I want to, like, no shade, I gave myself kudos yesterday for even allowing myself to talk to a guy, to allow them to talk to me. Because no shade, I was so depressed, I was not having sex, I wasn't smoking weed, I was not talking to guys, you know? So with this guy's like, of course I want to get slayed. I'm a Pisces. In my soul, I think I'm Rihanna. I want to get slayed just how she gets slayed on vacay. And you know, and he actually looked good. He looked like Miguel. He looked like if Miguel ate 2 burgers and not one tour. You know, like he looked good. Like you know,
like solid Miguel.
yes, a strapping Miguel. So of course I want to get the slay, but at the same time I'm just like, all right, don't. My pattern is to run into a situation
Alright,
with a
so-
guy.
To me, it
Mhm.
sounds like all right. Your first intention is to get slayed, but then you kind of want something out of it, but you kind of want it to where you want it to be.
But at the same time, he's chilling though. Like he has been suggestive,
Okay.
but
About
in my
slaying.
opinion, he's
You don't
chilling.
want to slay.
What
What do you want from this person?
I would not mind the slay, but I know me. I'm learning that
If you get slayed, you're gonna want more.
I'm stupidly spontaneous.
Okay.
So I do stupid shit on some spontaneity shit, so I'm fine. But after the stupid shit occurs, I realize, damn, bitch, that wasn't some shit you thought you could handle and you did it already.
Okay.
So I know me. A lot of times I meet a guy that looks good because I'm a sucker for good looking guys. I like nice teeth and pretty eyes and all of that. And I slay them. The slay is good. They have interest, but then I'm already opened up and I'm ready to be like, yo, I'm gonna give myself to you right now. Like, on I'll be ready. I'll be like, yo, you got my
Here's
soul,
the flower,
daddy.
daddy.
And then I give them the fucking flower and they let it die. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I find myself doing too much. So in this situation, I'm just like, I want to go with his flow, but I don't want to come across like I'm not interested at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
I'm just chilling.
I like old school sort of kind of romance. I like there are particular things that like you do when you're interested in courting someone. You know,
Yes.
like I recognize that I'm a man that's oriented more in his feminine aspects. So I like to be courted, you know? And I feel like those actions, those like time-tested, age-old actions definitely do the trick. If you're like ready, you know, to have an adult relationship. And I feel like I'm only interested in dealing with adults at this point
At this
in
point.
a romantic sense.
That's right.
Like
Mm-hmm.
come at me as a man, you know? And I'm going to respond, you know,
As a man.
as myself.
That's my. Okay, respect it. Sorry.
You do attract what you are. That's why I want.
What
to
energy you
picture
put in the
myself
world
as,
is
like,
what you get back.
I want to be at
But
like my highest
opposites do
level.
it.
We high.
Courting
It's
is
about courting. So
Courting,
like,
yeah.
the energies of that. Like for example, me, I feel like
Communication through courting.
I feel like I do have like feminine aspects, but when it comes to like meeting another guy and what I'm comfortable with, I am more comfortable doing the courting.
Right.
Ooh,
Like-
you the hunter.
I am the hunter.
Yes.
And I'm the damsel.
I'm
So-
both.
So yeah, I definitely like, because when a guy treats me like, I feel uncomfortable. I definitely feel uncomfortable, even if it's just like, I know it is nothing for him. Like, he could be a millionaire and he gave me like, I don't know, like a dinner. I'll feel uncomfortable because I feel like I didn't put anything into it. I don't want to feel like I owe anyone in any way. I just want to. I'd rather be the opposite and provide that, and you don't have to owe me.
Mhm.
And I think that's a role. That's a gender role, you know, that. And I think like
It's a
as queer
heteronormative.
people, we run away from those heteronormative titles
No,
and
we
roles.
don't.
I mean, we do. There's like,
I feel like a lot of people are still
Organization.
stuck in that shit.
wait a minute. I feel like there are organizations dedicated to breaking those down. However, I feel like we do have to
Oh, my cup. Oh, shit.
acknowledge
Yes.
the ways that they operate within queerness.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, it's whether do you believe chivalry is dead or not. I believe in.
I
gay
believe
chivalry,
it's dying, and I believe that like
But no,
I need
no
my man to
shade.
be like.
I treat women with respect, and I feel like men give me that energy and that avenue. So I got one. There we go.
Thank you. Continue.
Oh,
Get to sorry.
Well, I mean, what I was saying was at least with chivalry, like at the point, like the point I was trying to make is you attract what you are. You know what I'm saying? Whatever level you are is what you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're in a bad spot and you want love, you might get it, but it might not be the best love you need. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like love is always there. It's.
I've
flow.
never been in love, so I don't know what love is, and I will admit that.
I want to know. What love
No, I've been
is.
in love. My ex, I was in love with. I fell in love with my ex, and that's when I really learned, like, wow.
What
can
is
really-
love? Let's all go around
Is it
and
the one
say
I know?
what love is. What is
No.
love?
What is
That was I was young and gay and dumb, and that's my first boyfriend. So
Hey.
it's not really love. I think it's love, but we're just horny.
What is love? Jermaine?
I think love is when
close out.
Speak up, boy.
yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, because you know.
I think I think love is my definition of love is. I'm gonna sum it up and say, when you accept somebody, flaws and all, and you still continue to love them. When you go out of your way to do things for somebody that you don't have to do, I believe that's love and things of that nature.
Okay. Hallelujah.
I like that circular question. What is love to you, Terrence?
I'm trying to have faith in love again, but I still do. I have like the domesticated understanding of what love could be in my mind. Like, you know, honestly, in my heart, if we talking about like on some deep shit in my brain, like to me, love is like a state of being. Like I think it's a state of being. It just is, or like that's the type of love I want. Like where it's not like we have to go out our way to know that, you know, we love each other. It's like we just feel it. We know it's a existing factor. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to feel like it's missing out of my life, and I don't want to feel like I have to give it. I just want to know that it just is and it's there, you know? And once I have that connection with somebody or just people or the planet or animals, whatever the fuck, because I love my pets. I love looking at trees. I love that feeling of understanding and just oneness, you know? And I think that's what we should look for in people. We on Earth, like, looking for people through the material and the physical, you know what I'm saying? Like, we trying to be like, oh, this is love because he got me a Louis bag, or like, you know, he or she dicks me down or the pumps is good. That's love. Like, you know what I'm saying? We could say that, but like, you know, I think if you have inner understanding, you could sit and just feel the glow of that person and just know it's there. Like, that's love.
Love. I think love to me is definitely a feeling. It's a feeling of no matter what this person presents to me, I will always stay loyal to that person in the sense that because as a Scorpio, loyalty is important to me, and I feel that like for me to love someone, I have to. It means that I'm unconditionally loyal to that person, being that I will always be there for them. I will always have room in my heart to help and accept them and to embrace them and to spend time and like it's just like those are the things that comprises love to me. Um, it's about unconditionality. Love is unconditionality, if that's a real word.
It is not.
It is not. Well, I don't know what love is, but I guess what I learned or what I think of love is kind of similar to Jermaine, loving them in their flaws, like loving the little quirks about someone, like things that they don't show to people that you pick up on their day-to-day basis. Shout out to my ex. You taught me what love is. And it's like I admire those moments, those intimate moments where you see someone vulnerable, and it's like not some conscious behavior, something they're just doing that they're not aware of, like how he combs his hair, how he dresses, how he gets his arms stuck in one fucking shirt, and it's like I watch you struggle. It's like it's something about that. They're imperfections in a way of everyday life, and imperfections that you tell them about, and and then they try to work on it. I know Rome wasn't built in a day, but it's like working. It's like seeing someone work on something, or seeing someone that something bothers you and they change it. Like next day, boom, I'm not doing it anymore. It's like that type of commitment. Someone who's willing to make change, not lose themselves, but compromise. And those are who are willing to stand and take care of, because love is also taking care of each other. Take care of your partner when they're at their best and they're at their worst, and understand and know where they're coming from. I think that's what love is, just understanding and accepting, but also trying to make improvements, because we can't be. I feel like love can die if it's too dead, and if we're too used to each other. It has to be some type of newness. I think as a gay man, there's something about newness that we love. So if we can express newness in even subtle ways that we can pick up on and make it feel like this is something brand new every day, but I still have memories to lean on, that's love.
Well,
What can you?
I mean,
what
I
can you
feel
top
like
us off
I
with?
feel like you guys all said it.
What is this?
That is a Rose of Jericho that just appeared.
Yes.
Out of the sky? I just pulled this out.
No,
Yes.
this doesn't belong to me.
I've been said that.
I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Since I was looking at it right there, I was like,
No.
Rocket ride.
It was just like it's not. Yeah. Love is the Rose of Jericho.
Yes.
You know, it comes and it goes. I don't fucking know. I have no idea what love is, but I know that I want to be loved in a way where when I'm at my worst, I can still count on you to have my back.
gotcha.
You know, when I'm not the object of your desires or fantasy, that there's still something about me that
You'll find
you-
sexy and attractive.
yeah, that you want to be around. And I want you to care about me. I want you to I think love is care in an unconditional sense, like you all said. And most importantly, I hope to be able to give that to myself so that I can share it with another.
Wow.
Amen.
Praise
Amen.
Praise him. You know what? I think we
that's
should
the-
end it right there. Yo, I want to
That was
thank
good.
everyone for watching. I want to thank you for coming. Thank you so much for having. And you know, we want to change the scenery for y'all to give y'all,
Yes,
you
a
know,
little change.
a little change.
We're at the lake, guys.
We're at the lake.
We're at the lake.
Getting bit up by mosquitoes.
Yeah.
And
Lake Titicaca.
Titicaca. Thank you for watching Mimosas with Minato. Please follow us on IG and subscribe to us on YouTube, because that's our 2 platforms. I don't know if I want to make more platforms. Whatever.
We could try it, but you know, y'all gotta show us that you love us.
Show us you love us.
and we'll be available on more platforms soon.
Yes,
Give
give
us a
us
holler.
feedback. Tell us what you want us to talk about. You could be a part of the show. Like,
Yeah,
we invite everyone and anyone. Like, just hit us up in the DMs. Hit
Word.
any of us. All the cast is
Alright,
followed.
let's go through our handles real quick. Jermaine, you start.
I'm on Instagram _ Jermaine Forbes. You can find me on Instagram _ Jermaine Forbes. My Snapchat is August 8th with 2 H's at the end. And Facebook, Jermaine Forbes. And that's it.
And he's single.
My handle is Amillion Styles, AMYLLIAN Styles, and yeah.
Well, I am Jair, aka J Infinity, underscore Emerald Phoenix underscore on Instagram, and that's pretty much the only one I'm willing to use right now. So we'll do that.
You already know what it is. I'm Minato. You can follow us at Mimosas with Minato. Mimosas. MIMOAS underscore WITH underscore MINATO. Mimosas with Minato. And you can also follow me on my personal IG. It's Kelly Rolling Blunts. Kelly Rolling Blunts, no W, no, one of those letters is missing. I don't know right now. I can't tell you. Follow me. If you write Kelly Rolling, I always pop up. It's either Kelly Rolling, I'm right under her. So whatever. And search that. It's so true. It's so true. If you write Kelly Rolling, I'm right under her. They be thinking I'm Kelly Rolling or I'm a fan page. I'm not.
I like Kelly's Rolling Blunts.
I mean, I just be at the lake.
You gotta find him in person.
Yeah,
That's right.
just find me at the lake.
No apps for him.
And yeah, thank you for watching Mimosas with Minato.